thought it was very interesting from Ann's poll about the enthusiasm gap between Trump voters or likely DeSantis or Haley voters. With Trump's voters, almost 50%, 49% said they were extremely enthusiastic about Trump, almost half, compared to a quarter.
Hold on 1 second. Let us,
Mhm.
Emily, let us put that graphic up, because
Oh,
I think
yes.
you've hit on a pretty key thing. So Audra, if you could put up number 2, that'd be great. And Emily, finish the thought, and then I want to talk to Ann
Absolutely.
and all of you about it.
Yeah, just look at I think it's a different one. This
Sorry,
is
so not that one. I think that's 2B. We want 2B. My apologies, 2B. There it is.
Yes, you see there, half of Trump voters extremely enthusiastic, about a quarter of DeSantis voters, and then, oh my goodness, look at that, 9% for Nikki Haley. 9% are extremely enthusiastic. So there's a big enthusiasm gap. And so I think it's interesting that Trump would still be going out there and saying, look, DeSantis is not up for the job. Haley, she's not up to the job either. Neither is Vivek, even when there's such this enthusiasm gap. And part of it made me think of 2016, where I think that Hillary Clinton may have taken some of her voters for granted because the polls were so slanted in her favor. Just no one expected Donald Trump to win. And then he did. And so some people have felt like perhaps one of the things that happened on that night was voter complacency, that people thought there's no way, this person's so far and ahead, the winner, I don't have to turn out. If it's very cold temperatures, if there's a blizzard, like, it seems like in Iowa with what's the temperature right now, and -20.
Yeah, no, not quite. -10 when I was out this afternoon.
Yeah, so very cold. You don't want to take voters for granted if you're trying to win. And so that's what I think seems to be happening.
Right. So, Ann, in many ways, the thing that got the most attention, which you mentioned, is we've never seen, Audrey, you can go ahead and put this one down for now.
No.
We've never seen.
Keep it up if you want.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Put it back up. We've never seen the rising candidate, the hot candidate, which Governor Haley is, as we look at your poll and other polls. She's clearly the candidate who's moved over the last 45 days or so. We've never seen that candidate have, as far as I remember and know, their fave become worse. We've never seen that candidate face the kind of disparity of enthusiasm that we see here. So, Ann, if you could address it, and then Celinda, just what is that about?
Yeah, and I hope we'll look separately at the fave unfave, but I think the dynamic of this graphic is so stark that you have Donald Trump 45% taking the top box choice of extremely enthusiastic. They were offered very enthusiastic, but no, that wasn't strong enough for them. And DeSantis gets not even half that many of his supporters describing their enthusiasm that way. And Nikki Haley, it's not even close to half of what DeSantis gets. So it's this giant gulf in terms of the top box. But look at the bottom 2 boxes. The 49% of Nikki Haley supporters who say they're mildly enthusiastic, so, plus 12% saying they're just not that enthusiastic about her. So that's 61%.
It's like the craziest thing. It's one of the craziest poll things I've ever seen. Again, for a rising candidate.
For a rising candidate. And I think this links back to the crossover voters, the people who are currently identify as Democrat or are currently registered as Democrat, who met our criteria as a likely Republican caucus goer. They can change their registration on caucus night, so they're eligible to do that. But I think they are there, not because of an attraction to Nikki Haley, but because of an aversion to Donald Trump. So if you're a registered Democrat and you're going to the caucus, what is your enthusiasm supposed to be?